So recently I was reflecting back on my life and I realized that there was one great advice, the best advice that I've ever gotten in my life, that was given me by my martial art teacher, one of my martial art teachers, Master Sam Chin, to whom I'm immensely grateful for. It's a little bit of a backstory. As a child, I was never interested in martial arts, but I was always interested in spiritual practices and development and stuff like that. And once I discovered Iliqchuan, or what we call right now ZhongXinDao Iliqchuan, I realized that this unification of body and mind, that this practice that is rooted in unification of body and mind can provide us with so many great tools to improve not only, our martial arts skills, but our life as a whole. And I remember one time after a long day of a workshop, we were hanging out all together, everyone is tired, and Master Sen Chin was talking about 3 types of feelings because he himself worked and practiced in a Buddhist monastery, so he had a great knowledge and experience about that. So if you haven't heard about that, in Buddhism, they speak about 3 types of feelings, and it mostly refers to sensations, right? There is unpleasant sensation when the touch, for example, or the sound is unpleasant, right? There is pleasant and there is neutral, which correct name would be neither pleasant nor unpleasant. And of course, after multiplying in our mind, the sensations can turn into feelings as emotions. And right now, I'll be talking more about emotional side, but just let you know that originally it's more about sensations. So obviously, pleasant feelings, that is something that we want to have more and more often. Unpleasant feelings is something we want to escape. We don't like to experience them. We want to get rid of them and never have them again. And neutral is something that we're not fully aware of. Even right now, me sitting here, or you may be, doing whatever you're doing, listening this, there are millions, maybe not millions, but other sensations that still affect us, but we are not fully aware of them. But again, it doesn't mean that they're not affecting our life. And Master Sam Chin keep telling us that we need to transcend these 3 types of feelings, that there is something beyond these 3 types of feeling. And I'm with my 20-year-old brain, I was trying to figure that out. So how, again, a normal person works, at least I worked, my mind worked at that time. It's there are unpleasant things, I don't know, anxiety, depression, sadness, and I want to get over with that, cross over to the pleasant side of things, be always happy, open, joyful, I don't know, bold and daring and stuff like that. And he's saying that we need to transcend that. And I was like, I don't understand what you mean. So I asked him, please, you say transcend, what does that mean? I cannot understand. And the first reply that he gave me, and this is why I love Master Sin so much, it was not a definitive answer. He's like, well, try to figure that out on your own. He will encourage everyone to try to investigate ourselves without pretending to be all-knowing and be secretive about it. He's very open and sincere and implies that we all have this ability to figure that out on our own. I believe that this is the real truth, even though it is the same knowledge, but we all have our unique features and ways to figure out things. And for example, if he transcended, it doesn't mean that if he fully transmit his way, that it will work for me. In the next moment, though, he tried to explain, and I say try because this transcendence is from the realm of no words, no explanation. And unfortunately, this is how our brain works. We do need to speak about those things. We do need to put them into words. And this is why the words like try are helpful. And again, he paused a little bit. He sit back. As maybe I mentioned before, we were drinking tea, and he took the cup in his hands. And he looked at the cup fully present. And he said, right now, this cup of tea is the best tea that I can have, because there is no past and future to compare it to. And even the words the best implies comparison, because again, this is how we speak. But at this moment, this tea is just here. It just is. And I don't know if I'm able to transmit the way that affected me, but it really had a huge impact on my life and my future decisions and life choices. And I was looking for that knowledge and spiritual quality, this ability to dissolve whatever it is everywhere around us, to this very distilled, direct knowledge understanding of as it is. So when I became a Buddhist nun, I was really looking forward to this type of wisdom, this ability to transcend the reality, not choosing right over wrong. I mean, I understand the importance of morality and the purification of our mind, and I worked really hard towards that, but I do see the one-sidedness of that. You know, I'm choosing goodness over bad things, and even though it is not bad, it is still not the wisdom level. It's a morality level. And I must admit, I met a lot of great people, hardworking, generous, kind, with good character and good moral principles. But I wasn't able to find someone who would, guide me through that path that I really wanted to go through, to this ability to see as it is. I would see bits and pieces here and there, and I really would have to look for them and approach people and ask in different words, because it doesn't mean that they had exactly this vocabulary to explain. So like even Buddha himself, the historical character named Siddhartha Gautama, he didn't want it to be called Buddha, the awakened one. He didn't want to be called this name or that name. He asked to be called, or he called himself as Tathagata, thus come, thus go. It's like the tea. In this moment, the tea is like that. In this moment, the Tathagata is like that. He came like this. But whatever comes should go, so he goes like this. But it doesn't mean it lacks characteristics. It is full of characteristics, but they're relative and conditioned by myriads of other conditions. Who picked the tea? How much sun did leaves absorb? Was it a rainy season or not? Who dried the tea? Who packed it? When was it purchased? How was it brewed? How was it poured into the cup? The temperature of the cup? What did the person drinking it consumed or did before? The condition of his taste buds or the state of his mind? And stuff like that. And it goes millions and millions and millions of conditions that make this tea happen to be taste like this today. And I need to repeat it again. It doesn't mean it lacks characteristics. And I see that all over again. You're a fool of yourself. You don't understand the concept of no self. No self is probably people understand as some kind of rock that sits there and has nothing, no quality, no personality. Read about Buddha himself and, his followers. There's one sutra, for example, where Sariputra says, that people who have qualities of wisdom like Sariputra will join him. People have ascetic qualities like Mahamoggallana will join him and stuff like that. So his students had characteristics. He himself, when he heard Buddha himself, that his country is going to be attacked, he experienced sadness. No self is not about lacking characteristics. It's our ability to see the bigger picture of those characteristics and not getting attached to them because they constantly change and we don't have much control over them. So the longer I was a part of organized religion, which Buddhist religion mostly is, the more I ask myself questions like, how does it differ from those rigid ideas of how things supposed to be versus how things are? This is the only right way. And we, our group, our sect, our religion, our ways are the correct ones. And of course, we're part of 21st century and we will be very respectful of other religions, other people, but internally somewhere there deep inside, we will still understand that we're the better ones, of course. So let me repeat the wisdom of Master Sam Chin to transcend. It is not only to transcend our senses, our feelings from, unpleasant and trying to find pleasant. It's not only about, overcoming sadness and finding joy. It's not only about transcending views. That is incorrect. This group is incorrect. And only I know how it's done, how it's supposed to be. The views we have about everything, how things supposed to be. Views about this religion, this nationality, that nationality, this country, that country, this political preference, this type of identity. Or we're so caught up in those opinions and we're divided. We choose the division, the split in our mind, in our consciousness, because in reality, we're all united here. And I don't understand. Why do we need to do that? Ugh.
Brother, what's that?
The transcendence, though, as I understand it right now, I'm not claiming that it's a perfect understanding, is this momentary consciousness that is being able to hug with awareness, everything that is happening, all the good and all the bad, all the right and all the wrong, all the beauty and all the ugly, all the righteous and all the wicked, and see it as unity, as it is. And I do not think that this conditioned realm is supposed to be operated from this type of consciousness all the time. At least I don't see the way right now. Maybe you know better than me, please let me know. I believe that transcendence is in the stopping, to become a receiver, to be a witness. But in this conditioned realm, we are required to act, to do, to be proactive. And to the art of this balancing between these two things, I want to dedicate this season of my life.
Wait for me to open up my eyes. It's so hard to see what I've done with my past lives, but I'm willing and waiting, not complicating my heartstrings in the rain. And all the things I'm learning through all this hurting, the candle holds the flame, it holds the flame. 1,000 names have come and they have gone. I reach for things that erase when they are drawn. I have celebrated and recreated a mind so carelessly. While the world is turning, my body's burning with who I need to be. I need to be. Surprise, but I'm willing and waiting, not complicating my heartstrings in the rain. With all the things I'm learning through all this hurting, the candle holds the flame, it holds